What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me again on another beer review, and today I bring you a Florida beer and a review that has been a long time coming. Today I give you Holy Mackerel and their special golden ale. Take a look at that guy right there. This is a Florida beer. It's a beer that's been around for a while. Holy Mackerel, as it'll tell you right on the neck of the bottle here, it says founded in Florida. This is a strong Belgian-style strong pale ale. These are brewed in Florida, and just to give you an idea here, to read the bottom, let you know where these guys come from if you haven't heard of them before. It says, founded in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Robert Gordash has brewed and refined this recipe for over 10 years. Handcrafted now at a small batch brewery using the finest all-natural ingredients, this golden ale is Belgian-style but with a Florida twist. Complex yet still refreshing, a beer meant to be savored slowly so as to enjoy the aroma as well as the taste. Vintage dated, excellent now but even finer with 2 years age. Okay? The actual history of this brewery, it's called the Gordash Brewery, named after the guy who came up with the recipe, of course, the brewer. But Gordash himself was actually the winner of the Samuel Adams Homebrew Contest in 1996. He won that and went on to start his own brewery, or at least brew his own beer. As it says, originally brewed in Fort Lauderdale, these are now actually brewed in 2 small batch breweries, one in Melbourne, which is just to the north of me here in Vero, and the other one is in South Carolina. These beers obviously don't have nationwide distribution, but I know the lower East Coast has these guys, and of course the state of Florida, they're all over it. Punching Up Beer Advocate, to give you an idea here, Holy Mackerel Special Golden Ale gets a B- out of 101 reviews. Obviously Gordash Brewing Company in Florida, categorized as a Belgian strong pale at 8.5% ABV. Now there is another Holy Mackerel beer out there. It's called the Mac and Black. I think it's a strong dark ale, and I plan on reviewing that at some point as well. But you know, Holy Mackerel's been around, and I've been seeing this beer on tap and on the shelves for a long time. And I've been wanting to try, and as of late I just kept holding off because I wanted to do the review. You know, I've been offered this beer and I turned it down because I wanted this to be my first taste, and I wanted to give you guys a 100% untainted, unbiased opinion of this beer. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Belgian-style beers in general. That fruity yeast it's not my thing. I've had many that can be very good. The Brooklyn locals are very good. Unibrew has some really good ones, and you know, my palate is still not very experienced with Belgian brews. But again, not really my thing, but I want to see what a Belgian-style ale with a Florida twist is. So, let's get to it. And well, before I do, just to show off the goods, I wanted to do this proper since it's a Florida beer and since the shipping was free. I got myself a Holy Mackerel glass to experience it properly. And while I was there, I couldn't help it. Holy Mackerel opener. So, let's try us some Holy Mackerel Special Golden Ale the proper way. And there's 4 here. I'm probably going to drink about 2 today. One of them has a home somewhere else, and one I am going to save. I'm going to age it for 2 years and see what it's like 2 years from now. If I'm still kicking, maybe I'll bring you that review. Anyways, Holy Mackerel 2009. Ooh, 2009. Ah, well, it's only April. I'll forgive them. Anyways, 8.5% says it right there. And the cap, plain yellow cap, but since it's a banana yellow, I'm going to save one of these later. And let's get right to it. Smoky. Not a very strong nose, at least not out the bottle. Let's see what happens when we pour it right in. Now I had these out the fridge for a little while. They're not out the fridge cold. I've let them warm up a little. So let's see what happens with the famous Holy Mackerel. I can see the sediment. It is a hazy, pale amber, well, not pale straw, but like a dark straw, orange, amber kind of color. Golden, really. And not a lot of head. I didn't pour too aggressive, but it didn't give me a lot of head. But there's a little bit hanging around there. Yeah. Fruity notes, that Belgian yeast. Hint of banana, hint of clove, hint of a dark fruit. Not a lot of malts to speak of, and a slight earthiness. A little bit of zest, maybe some lemon zest as well. Smells very fruity, very earthy, very inviting. Smells much like a Hefty, like a wheat beer. Maybe that's the Florida twist. Maybe it's, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it smells good and it smells Belgian. But let's give it a taste. Fruity notes. Little crispness from the carbonation. Bit of bitterness on the finish. No malt to speak of. Not in your classic caramel and toasted malt kind of way. More of that dark fruit, more of a banana flavor. It's a bit thin. It's not super thin, but it's on the thin side of medium. And at 8.5%, you can feel the alcohol almost in the finish, but you have to look for it. It's very well hidden. I mean, this is a good brew. If you like Belgian styles, if you like those fruity notes in the yeast and kind of a crisp finish, this is for you. I can see how this is refreshing, but not refreshing in a chug it kind of way. You don't want it down 8.5% real fast unless you want to get messed up. But this can be enjoyed, especially like right now, long day after work. I can sit and drink this nice and cold, relaxing, sipping 8.5%. It warms you up on the inside. I'm telling you, for true fans of Belgian-style ales, this may not be top tier at all. But for those who want a tasty, well put together beer and want to get into that style, especially those in Florida or the lower or the southern East Coast, you know, Georgia and the Carolinas where this is available, this is a great gateway into those styles and a refreshing local alternative. I like it, and for what it is, I give it a glass half full. I couldn't give it more if I wanted to because I'm just not that familiar with the Belgian brews, but it's well put together. There's a lot to this beer. There's a lot of flavors. You know, it's a Belgian style. Not, like I said, I'm not too familiar with it, but I know enough to say that this is well put together and a beer that for a small batch local brewery should be respected. And I guess that's why it's kind of famous down here. So there you go, guys. That's about all I can say. This is a good brew. I'm going to enjoy this. This is Hoggie Mackerel's Special Golden Ale. If you see it and you're a fan of the Belgian style ales, pick it up. You just might like it. And if you're in Florida, pick it up just 'cause. I'll leave it at that, guys. Thanks for watching, and cheers.